Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream today. Brian Nadeau, Samantha Perry with you. Another picture perfect, steamy afternoon here. Friday in Hollandale Beach. Fast main track. Turf is on the comeback. We'll get it going here in a couple weeks. And, of course, the Tapeta as well. Not a breeze around. Beautiful, beautiful day. You're gonna see us two for a couple weeks.
Yeah, you're stuck
Ronnie's
with
bopping
us.
around on vacation.
He's a very well-deserved one.
Very well deserved.
Yeah.
So he'll be back in a couple weeks. But fun weekend lined up. We got a really good renewal of the Azalea.
Oh my God! It's
tomorrow.
impossible.
Talk about that.
Yeah.
In a lightning round, and then Sunday we're going to have a mandatory Rainbow Six as well. So a lot to look forward to over the weekend. We'll talk about it in the lightning round too. But we got 9 of them for you today in that Rainbow today, and Miss Samantha is going to be on. Whoa, boy, Rainbow Six duty for 2 weeks now. There you see the carryover and an estimated pool of $125. That is in race number 4 on the 9-race card today. But let's kick it off in the opener. Early pick 5 is going to go in about 54 minutes. Mile and a 16th on the Tapeta. Let's take a look at my ticket, and then we'll get into it. A couple of fringe scratches actually helped me. I had a bigger ticket that I wasn't that comfortable with, so we'll knock this one down here. 3 deep in race number 1. Race number 2 is my long shot, but unfortunately with 2 scratches, the 7 super fight might be a little lower than that. In race number 3, I've got the 3. He's a daredevil on top. Race number 4, I've got the 1, Rachel's Coach on top. And my best bet of the day comes in race 5, and there's a big scratch there. So the value on the 7, Rogers Park, is out the window on a $36 early pick 5 ticket. Opener shaping up as a good betting race. In about 53 minutes, we've got a field of 6, as I mentioned, a mile and 16th on the Tapeta, $25,000 starter allowance, 3-year-olds and up. And where are you going? You going with the 4?
Yeah.
As did I.
As did you. Goes the clown. First off the claim for from Jose D'Angelo to the Fernando Abreu barn, who was a little bit quiet, I felt like, for a couple of weeks, then got a win last week, so maybe we're kind of just coming back here. Coming off of a victory, now that was on the turf, but that lone Tapeta race was a really good one back in October. It
really was, and we're off the turf for a couple weeks as they kind of give it a little freshener. So you have to kind of dig in your past performances. You're going to see this throughout the weekend. You're going to see this in the Rainbow on Sunday, where there's a lot of horses like a Goes the Clown that do have good Tapeta form. And Dennis, we got them all set there?
We had to get the birds out of the stage.
Get the birds out of here. Goes the Clown. I like listen, it's right there. The Tapeta race is huge. And it was against Maiden Special Weight, but now Abreu is sharp as well. We'll split up the exact, the 5 flat top box. Actually, this one, we'll try the Tapeta for the first time.
Yeah, this is interesting. Maybe he'll like it. Maybe he won't. You found this stat, which is this is for Goes the Clown. This is off the claim. Yeah, this is sharp, and like you said, this is just a sharp barn. They put him back in where you can't take him for a tag, which is very good. Yeah. But getting back to flat top box, maybe something new for this horse will be a good thing when you're 5 years old and you try something new. I don't see that as a bad thing at all.
No Long Branch Lou. I mean, he took to the Tapeta nicely. He didn't beat much, but he did look pretty good.
He did it, but this is a big jump up.
It's a much better group.
If you're beating Las Olas, and I don't want to knock Las Olas because he tries every time, but
he gave you a threat the other day when he looked like he was looping.
He does it every time, though.
No bueno for him. Agree with that. Early pick 4 in race number 2 will go flat 1-turn mile on a fast main track. These are 12-5 maiden claimers. We got 3-year-olds and up here. Scratch the 3, Catalina Storm. Scratch the 4, Malazzo. Scratch the 9, Lieutenant Severide. So let's take a look at Samantha's early pick 4.
I didn't have a single here. Oh, I should probably cut this down here. Okay, this is suggested. Don't actually play a $54 early pick 4 ticket. I'll knock a couple off. But the race that I had trouble with was race 3 because on the main dirt track, I feel like these races are where we get some kind of maybe blow up horses here. But I've got the 6 on top. Last shall be first. Race 4, I do have the 6 on top, Salvatore Prince. And in race 5, I have the 2, Let's Dance Again, and what is a short field here. So I might whittle this down a little bit here, but the second race, I felt like these early races, they were tough. I don't have a strong conviction in anybody, kind of like you did with your anchor.
I don't disagree, and I think you're going to hear that more than once this weekend because things are not easy. The Rainbow on Sunday, I just finished my ticket. It was a really, really good sequence. I didn't have a single, so that'll be fun as well. But let's kick it off. We're both, again, on the same horse. This is my long shot. Huge scratches in here, going to knock that way down, but super fight on the switch to the main track and a cut back to one turn today.
That's just what's key. You look at the races, 6 furlongs on the dirt. He has been on this main track before. Now that was with Mike Yates. Wow, 2024 didn't seem like that long ago, but it kind of is now if you think about it. But he's got tactical speed too, and that helps in a group like this.
Yeah, exactly, and that's going to play even more with the scratches. You're down on the inside with Big Bob. Didn't take any action at all, Bob. And gonna same thing now. We're going to try the main track after routing on Tapeta on debut.
Yeah, but this is one that I think should, like the main track, the works don't really give anything away, but I'm not too concerned about that. At least he's got a start under his belt. It's hard to debut going 2 turns. He wasn't a bad-looking horse. Hey, the apprentice has done a good job for the Jose D'Angelo.
Yeah, Gilbert Torres. I think he's done very, very well around here. Very impressed with the job he's been doing. I've got the 10 in second, and that is here Tickle back on the main track. Carlos David. I mean, this horse might win by 16 today.
He might. Yeah, the lone race on the dirt. Going this distance was a good one.
I think so.
Can he back it up again?
Yeah, exactly. Getting back to the main track for a Barnett. Just doing everything right now. Another mile race in race number 3. Fast main track again. $8,000 2Ls, 3-year-olds and up. A clean field of 7 in here. And you're going to go with the 6. Last shall be first. It's a gang race because Dreams of My Father, Last Shall Be First, and Song So Sweet are all back in here today.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the replay here. I thought Last Shall Be First ran quite well because he battled very gamely, and he did this all on his left lead. He never switched, which I thought, I don't think it made a difference, obviously, as far as winning the race by any means, but second or third for sure. And he was in a big bid here, and a lot of $8,000 claimers will give that away, but he was still battling gamely, which I like to see quite a bit. Dreams of My Father, on the other hand, now you're going away from the Jose D'Angelo barn.
Couldn't get it done at 6-5 or 3-2.
I put he should have won here.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah, I said nothing to offer while the winner was loose, and he was right there. And just it was a very subpar effort, let's say that, at 6-5. I didn't like the race, so that's why I'm just going to go with the 3. He's a daredevil. Fred LeBeau quietly doing some good things this year. This is a drop from 12-5 to 8.
Well, that's huge.
Yeah, I think it is huge because that's just a better group. And the race was wide. Give Me Liberty and Mustang Bay. They were a month clear of this horse, so it was a really, really fast race for the level. Flat Cap, you're going to get in at a price. Face winners and got beat up by Give Me Liberty last time.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe we'll just kind of bounce back around again.
Take a break. 3 down and 6 to go. Rainbow time when we come back. Samantha has got the ticket. 125 in your estimated jackpot. Stay tuned.
And they're off.
New DRF All Access Past Performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access Past Performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian and Samantha with you. And as we said, Rainbow 6 kicking off in race number 4. Ronnie's on vacation, so Samantha's going to man the Rainbow 6 duty for a couple weeks. That includes Sunday on a mandatory day. But today, 125 in your estimated jackpot. Let's Let's see what you got going here.
Samantha Rainbow doesn't sound as
No,
good as Ronnie Rainbow.
I agree with that
Yeah,
wholeheartedly.
so we'll see here. I obviously need to get my prices down
Look at the ones.
I know. This is insane. Everything has a 1 in it. Look, to be fair, there are some shorter fields, so there's some outside horses that were scratched as I just get water all over me. Thank you for that. It's fine. Race 5. I've got the 2 on top. Race number 6. This was a tough race. I like the 2 Lucky Old Sun the most. That was my long shot last time. He will be a much shorter price again today. Race number 7, the 1 Burnaway on top. I'm singling Miss Mary Nell in a very competitive 3-year-old allowance race for the fillies. And in the finale, I have my long shot, which is the 5 Top Pocket Pick for an 86.40 play for me, Brian.
All right. Race number 4 is a fun one. $50,000 claimer on the Tapeta. I don't really remember one like this. A good race here. 3-year-olds and up, a clean field of 7. A lot of different ways to go. When you went, you got Salvatore Prince on top,
I
right?
do.
Cutting back for Rohan Crichton, who also is the one Rachel's coach, and Rohan starting to maybe percolate a little bit, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that is exactly what I'm thinking here. This morning as I was doing the changes, I said, why in the world did I pick this horse? And then I looked back at it again when I did this a week ago, and I said, I remember now. There's so much speed
There
in
is,
this
yeah.
race. So I'm hoping that if things fall apart late, that this is the horse that's going to sit a really nice trip. Now, Rachel's coach, he is a tough customer, but I think we're seeing the back end of him now, Brian. And we'll watch the replay of it.
Yeah. Well,
But
Salvador
we'll-
Prince is going to see his back end because he's going to be about 27
Well,
lengths behind today.
yes,
But I agree with you. There is
yeah.
a world of speed. He's cutting back from 2 turns to 1. Here's Rachel's coach.
Yeah.
On May 23rd. Ooh, boy, you got to win, right?
He was on the hard chase.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. I think we're starting to see him maybe start to kind of come apart a little
Yeah.
bit. He never switched leads. This is, I don't want to say it's the beginning of the end for him, but he might need a little bit of a freshening.
Freshening.
I wasn't a fan of how he handled that, and I think he's going to pay the price because he was, man, poor guy. I mean, he just ran his eyeballs
Yeah.
out and couldn't ever get within a whiff of Risa Rolex.
The only reason I picked him because Reese's Rolex was a 3-year-old facing older, and he hadn't run in a while either. So
he was fresh.
yeah, the only reason I picked him is because of what you said. I think Amicio kind of rode it last time almost as a match race. This is the only horse I have to
that's
worry
fair,
about.
yep.
I don't see him doing what he did last time.
Yep.
I certainly hope not. Let's just settle a little bit because that's how he won 2 and 3 starts back, settling a little bit.
Yeah.
You got 3-0 now, who's all of a sudden winning races. Yes, I'm free.
What do you do with him?
I know. He's actually got a Tapeta win, lo and behold, a graded stakes winner here at Gulfstream Park. He's going the other way, but boy, he's never seen a group like this.
No.
Maybe ever since he got good. And again, he does have a Tapeta win. They're going to fly up front. So I'm hoping Rachel's coach just gets run off his feet a little bit, but I don't disagree with kind of what you were saying
Right.
as part of your analysis. And Fulanito, if nothing else, Fulanito wants to go too. At least he drew outside all of it.
That helps, and I think maybe just by default,
Yeah.
you look at these races on paper and you think that this one's going to go, this one's going to go, this one's going to go, and then you gates open and it's like
Well, that's
all
the
hell
thing.
breaks loose, and
Every-
it could be different. This 5 furlongs is very sharp. It's probably a bit too sharp for Salvatore Prince, and we'll see how the Tapeta's playing as
Yeah.
well, because that can throw a monkey wrench and everything.
Yeah, without a doubt. Race number 5 kicks off the late pick 5. Again, we're on the Tapeta here, going a mile and 70. These are fillies and mares 3 and up, which have never won 2 races. Scratch the 4 far above. The big one is Dialythic. The 5 is out. The 8 Wonderful Venezuela is out as well. Late pick 5.
Yeah.
Take a look at it.
Just very quickly, it's really just a run back. Here we go, $54. I've got the same single, Miss Mary Nell, and I did take one horse out of the finale. I took out Secret Revenge. So that's it, $54 for me. And this 5th race, it's a short field, and I am completely fading your top
Yeah,
pick.
well, this is my best bet of the day.
Wow, okay.
Now, unfortunately, I would assume at least I would auto default as a pretty strong favorite in here. But we'll start with you. Let's Dance Again for Ronnie Spatz is going to route on the Tapeta
Yep.
for the first time.
I like this. The 2 turf races, they were not great. To be honest, Spun to Run is not really that doesn't scream grass sire
Right.
at all
No.
to me, but showed a lot more interest going that 5 furlongs on the Tapeta. He's won on the Tapeta before, but now I think we're going to meet in the middle, which is at least getting the 2 turns. And she, part of me, has found her right group, I think.
I was just dead set against Dialythic. That was my
yeah.
big opinion. So, unfortunately, I scratched into Rogers Park. Won last time. I thought it was a better than it looked kind of effort. Good post position. I know she's facing winners here today.
That's what's
but
tough.
Yeah, that is tough.
Yeah.
There's just there's no one here to be scared of. That is to be sure. Not Guilty now. Well, Not Guilty is actually the barn mate for Gary Subrati, and my horse was the one that got Gary's his first Gulfstream win. Very historic trainer in Jamaica.
Awesome. Yeah.
So Not Guilty will route on Tapeta for the first time today. So
has that even? She's got that even running style, so she should absolutely love that. I don't really like blames on the grass.
Didn't like the turf last time, but that was a much tougher group as well.
Absolutely.
Late pick 4 in race number 6. Let's take a look at my ticket now. We'll get into it. I had to rework this. Lost some horses through here. $12. I've got all these ones that Samantha has got.
Yeah, you're making fun of me for my ones.
Yeah.
Look at yours.
I don't think any of us have them on top, though.
That's fair. No, I don't think we do.
Yeah. All right. Race number 7, I have the 3 on top, More Than Glory. Race number 8, 31, Special Aviator over Miss Mary Nell. That'll be fun. And, of course, I am on the inside. Beaume Vivant, we'll have to give her a good look after her antics last time. But she's too good for them if she does get to the starting gate, I think at least. So we'll get back to it here. 6.5 on a fast main track, $25,000 maiden claimers. The 5 Migratory, I guess we'll see on Sunday in that rainbow on Tapeta. In that rainbow. Late one kind of here. The 7, Oh What a Day, is announced as a gelding. Take note of that. Lucky Old Son, as you had mentioned, tried to get home last time.
Yeah.
Let's show you the race. Migratory got the better of him. He's out. But Lucky Old Son ran well and literally had to run hard every step of the way.
He was dueling the whole entire way by big prices. I get he was a big price too, but he was very, very game in this effort. This was only his second start for the Dave Fox barn. He ran massive here. It was just a product of he paid the price late for a really tough chase. He's going to be much more fit this time, which I like. He'll stretch out to 6.5 furlongs. Maybe he won't get as burn out. Maybe up front. Yeah.
We're going to show you the exact same replay on Sunday. If you can't join us, just remember it. Migratory had no trouble at all. It says he had traffic. There's nothing going on there.
Yep.
That's why you got to watch replays, because he just didn't have a lot of run at a short number. Tried to Pete on Sunday, but I agree with you. Now, unfortunately for us, Lucky Old Son probably goes to the 8-5 favorite in here, but it is what it is. What do we got? Battle Anthem underneath for Jose Garofalo on a switch.
Well, this is a competition group that I feel could be maybe a little easier to handle than in New York, but they were short fields in New York as well, so I find that interesting. And I'm glad you've got one of the first time starters. I didn't really know what to do with. I couldn't really make a Dancing Bill.
Certainly not Dancing Bill. Oh, What a Day for Gerald Bennett outside is not ideal. This is just a kind of scratch into a pick. Maybe can run on. Get a little bit of a piece here. Race 7, late pick 3 on 1.70 on the Tapeta here. $20,000 claimers, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. Scratch out the 4, Bet Stormy. That's the big one at 8-5. The 7, Miss Tapras, kind of came in a little late. So take note of that if you got the early scratches. Miss Tapras, the 7, is out too. Down on the inside, Burnaway off the claim for DeBona.
I like the barn off the claim, just a very sharp barn. I'm not enamored with this post position, but that's okay. The last race on the Tapeta was a really big win, which is a good sign here. You're back with open. Maybe this is too tough of a group, this $20,000 level, because the win was at 12.5. But it was the way that she did it that I really liked 2 starts back.
Absolutely, and in this race, with Bet Stormy, who was a huge favorite in here, she's technically your morning line favorite now, and she fits nicely off that race 2 back, and Bobby 26% off the claim, so that's a big deal as well. I'm on the 3, More Than Glory, back to the Tapeta, and has only run once here.
Right.
To me, the big deal is I think this horse is clearly better since Laura Cazares took over.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about that, especially when you look at the grass race. But that's on the grass. Most of the work the bulk of the work has been done by her on the grass.
Yeah.
Tapeta Tapeta, yes, she ran okay on it back in February. Of course, that was a different connection, so maybe Laura Cesaris gets a little bit more. The race 2 starts back would laugh at a field like this, a Shima, and
Yes,
yeah,
without a doubt.
yeah.
And I can't bet enough on the DeBona barn, but this horse is coming out of way better races. We
Yeah.
can still show you.
Yeah,
We'll show you one of one. Bet Stormy is going to be in here, but this is one of one. This is a good effort here. You can see Bet Stormy, who again is scratched out. One of one is the 9. This is the May 25th race.
Yeah.
That, she guts out. You got to give her credit here.
Absolutely. And you look at her running, her form, she paid the price for this effort, because when she came back on June 26th, it was very, very flat. So does she come back around now in a race like this?
She's a huge player. That race last time, Let's Go Coco was coming in off of stakes win.
Exactly.
And Ashima has won stakes as well for South Santora. So that's a really good race that she comes out of. And with the scratch, she's a big player in here as well. Let's go to the late double in race 8. Another $170 on the Tapeta. Just the 3-year-old filly's going at it here. It's an optional claimer. Scratch the outside horse, La Gioconda. And that's kind of sort of a big deal, because anytime she's in here, she's eligible to flash some speed. Seems to be plenty of it in here just for a field of 5. Same exact flip-flop. Let's show you Miss Mary Nell and Special Aviator. You can talk over it.
Miss Mary Nell is a really game filly, and Special Aviator is as well. And trust me, I've tried Special Aviator so many times. They're going to put the blinkers on her here today. She had him on earlier in her career. Actually, whenever she did have a win, she had him on. She won first time out in a really big effort and came back to win again on the grass course here. But at that race, in that race right there, aren't you just supposed to put your nose back down?
Yeah, I don't disagree. It's easier said than done to run by a Carlos David in the stretch.
Fair.
I like the post for her a little better today, and we talked about it already. We're going to talk about, at least I am, all weekend, because I've got a lot of Rohan horses on top.
Yeah.
He's starting to go again a little bit.
I believe that, too.
Yeah,
I absolutely believe it, too.
I feel like last weekend the switch kind of maybe went on a little bit.
Yeah.
You look in your form, if you're kind of new to Gulfstream, you say, oh, this Rohan Crichton, he's 8%. Now, this is like a 20% barn. Just a matter of time. Some of the horses run through conditions and they face tougher and all that kind of stuff. So I think she's a big player in here, but certainly the race, no doubt, goes through Miss Mary Nell. Let's show a quick stat on Safi. He's got the 2 Our Pretty Kitty. Me personally, I don't have any use for her at all, but this is not a bad stat, because she's going to try Tapeta today. She's also going to try 2 turns, 22%. That's not bad at all. I know it's Safi. That's everything for Safi, but it's easier said than done to route and try Tapeta for the first time.
It is very tough. And you look at the works on the Tapeta, at least those last 2 leading into this race, they don't give anything away. It might be a little bit concerning, because usually horses work pretty swiftly across this Tapeta track here in the AM. Whenever it's a little bit cooler out, it's tighter, they buzz across it. She really hasn't, but I don't feel like Safi would put her in this race if he was not happy with the way she was on the Tapeta.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. He's got to work over it. That's a positive. So we'll see. And you've got her in the mix, at least underneath. Let's go to the finale now. Speaking of Safi, he's got the horse to beat with the 1 Bon Vivant and what is a maiden special weight for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. It's a clean field right now. I think it was a clean field last time too, when she went to the gate and just ran off. So she can be a bad actress, right?
Yep, absolutely. And like you said, you kind of got to watch for her here. And when you draw the rail and you're kind of a bad actor, that could be bad as well, because you're sitting in the gate longer than everybody else.
Well, let's talk your top pick. You're going to get a price on Top Pocket Pick, who I was bet last time, actually, at 9-2 for John Vincent.
This was crazy.
The other Safi, the 2 Sunset Harbor, runs second. Secret Revenge runs third. Top Pocket Pick was dueling for about 5 furlongs before calling it a day.
Yeah, that was a big effort. We'll look at the replay. We're going to cut back now, which I think is key in this spot. And as you said, Top Pocket Pick did all of the hard work up front by a lot, and really just kind of shut down late. If you look at this horse, runs last and just completely wrapped up on here by Miguel Vasquez. But now he's going to ride again, which I think is a good sign that he's back aboard this filly. They better, like you mentioned. And we're going to cut back. That was her first start in a couple of months, so I think she kind of shook the cobwebs off, got used to this track, and we'll see.
Wait for her on Tapeta with daughter of Boucher.
Well,
right?
that too, yeah.
I've got nothing clever. I mean, Bon Vivant is so much the best, at least
Yeah.
on paper. But again, there's caveats here. She draws the rail.
Yep.
She's been her own worst enemy. Prior to races, she did give it up pretty badly last time.
Yeah.
So there are pitfalls here. There's no doubt about that. And certainly Sunset Harbor, again, you saw her there for Safi. She had the second that day.
Yeah.
She was bet pretty hard, so you would expect her to move forward. Secret's Revenge, we both got in fourth. I don't know. It kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. She ran very well behind Fantastic Flame, who's a fringe stakes kind of horse, 2 starts back. I don't know if she paid the price last time.
She might have. That rail draw was not ideal for her because it was like Marcos Meneses. He got her up there,
Yeah.
and she broke. And then it was a matter of, do you go and get through the hole and assume your position on the rail? He decided not to.
Right.
And that split second, you have to decide as a jockey, okay, do we go here or do we not? He decided to not. I'm not saying that made a difference in the race at all, but he's not on the horse again. And whenever you're a filly like her, she's one that you always just have to grind on, always have to kind of keep tapping. When you lose that little bit of momentum,
Sure.
you're finished at that point.
First time in 4 starts she gets off the rail today.
Finally,
so
right?
That's
Poor
not going to
thing.
hurt her
Yeah.
at all. Yeah, to be sure.
Yeah.
All right, 9 races here on the Friday card. Rainbow at 125 in race 4. Let's take a look at the lightning round here. We'll take a look at the standings and a tandem of Edgard and Safi back on top where they usually are.
Yeah, exactly. And it's good to see here that, I'm taking a commanding lead against this group, which is, I mean, it's great. It's nothing new to us, but the podium's looking good too.
Safi lost a heartbreaker with my turf filly in New York yesterday. And
Yeah.
I can't come up with the name by
I couldn't remember her name either.
That
I
much.
keep forgetting. Was that the race that Ozara
in
won?
the De La Rose, yes,
Yeah.
right on the line. But he's back on top. I think he's one ahead of Jose D'Angelo, Carlos David doing his thing. This is fun now because both Safi and Jose, have the numbers to really have a battle here. Jose's loaded all weekend long. And
How about
there you
Joe
see-
Orsino?
Yeah, for
Oh my
sure.
gosh.
Because the numbers that Joe's going to throw out there are just not the same as these other 3. That's a great meet for Joe Orsino.
Yeah,
So-
it really is, and it's just so impressive to see. Like you said, he doesn't have the numbers. He's got horses, some in Kentucky, some in Monmouth, some here. So just fantastic job to the group. Victor Barbosa's doing quite well as well.
And we hinted at it already, but the Azalea tomorrow is a tremendous renewal in there, and looking forward to that. This is a rematch of the Andrea and Love You Morgan. Now here's the other Safi. We've talked about this many times, but Love You Morgan in a just tour de force
Oh my gosh,
last time at a big number too, winning the game face. So
I thought she's going to run even better. I thought this was going to be too sharp for her this day. I know it was 6.5, but I bet out on her when she went 2 turns. I liked Andrea a lot last time. Andrea, she might have bounced a little bit off that Tampa race.
Bounced, yeah.
It's a competitive field.
They're not even the favorites. I mean, Anna's Promise now coming
Oh my
back
gosh,
for
coming back
Carlos
from
David.
Kentucky. Yeah,
Coming back.
that's
She ran on the Kentucky Oak, so that's how good.
4th or 5th,
Yeah,
right?
that's how good the
amazing.
Azalea is 5th in that race. So Sunday, we've already hinted at this quite a bit. We're going to have a video. We're going to have all sorts of good stuff out there. Mandatory Rainbow 6 on Sunday.
Yeah, it'll be really fun. We'll both have tickets out. Of course, we don't have Ronnie Rainbow here, but we'll try to get you through this rainbow anyway.
I didn't see what they're
I
prognosticating.
think that's
but
like I think it's $1 million.
should be at
Yeah.
least, because if we get there, we'll be, tomorrow will probably be 200,000.
Right.
So they tend to bet 8 or 9 times. So looking forward to that. How about a best bet for you today?
It is Miss Mary Nell
Okay.
for me. Yeah, Miss Mary Nell.
I've got Gary Sobrati on the outside, Rogers Park in race 5. I don't know, do we have the same long shot? We have the same pick. It's my long shot. Who's your long shot today?
It's in the last race.
Oh, it
Top
is.
Pocket
Okay,
pick,
top
yeah.
pocket pick at a nice price. And I'm earlier with the 7 Super Fight. That's going to be long gone with 2 scratches.
Yeah.
And Samantha's got that one on top as well. So that's it for us. Ryan and Samantha with you all day. Pete Aiello is upstairs, scratches and changes. Back with you for the opener in about 15 minutes.